Hi, I'm Rhiannon with PCI Race Radios, and today we're going to show you how to install a PCI Race Radio's intercom and two-way radio system into your UTV. Today we will be installing a PCI Race Radio's Trax Stereo Ultimate 4-seat package into this 2017 Polaris RZR XP 1000. Before we get started, let's go through the tools and equipment that you will need for today's install. The Trax Stereo intercom. This true stereo intercom has separate left and right audio channels and comes standard with Bluetooth connectivity to your cell phone and or music device. An optional upgrade not shown here is our DSP upgrade. This digital signal processor cancels out extreme noise like your exhaust. Here we have the ICOM F5021 two-way radio. PCI race radios are modified with this pigtail out of the back, so the radio interface cable doesn't steal your mic or your speaker jack. This allows you to plug in your hand mic if desired, and the biggest bonus is the speaker on the face of the radio still functions, so if you are out of the UTV and someone calls you, you can still hear them. These are the intercom cables that connect your headsets or helmets to the back of the intercom. There are two 12-foot cables for the front seats and two 16-foot cables for the rear seats. The Trax Stereo Ultimate 4 package includes one Velcro and one panel mount push-to-talk button. In-car communications are all voice activated. Pressing this button will transmit audio out to other two-way radios. This is the coax and antenna for the two-way radio. The Trax Stereo Ultimate 4 includes 4 headsets with built-in coil cords. This audio input cable comes with every intercom package and allows you to play music into the intercom system. The white 9-pin Molex has open pins available for audio output to other devices such as a camera. Last but not least, included in every intercom package is a detailed set of installation instructions. While this is a fairly easy installation, there are ways to mess it up. Please take a moment and review these. If you lose your copy, you can go to PCIRaceRadios.com and look under the FAQs. A few items that are not included in the Trax Stereo Ultimate 4-seat package, but are recommended for convenience and easy installation, are brackets. This PCI intercom and ICOM two-way radio XP 1000 in-box replacement bracket replaces the center box in the middle of the dash. If you don't want to give up the storage, PCI also makes an under-the-box bracket. There are brackets available for several UTV makes and models. This push-to-talk mount allows quick and easy installation right on the grab bar. PCI also makes a nice billet headset hanger that we have added to our install. These are available in 1.5" and 1.75" sizes. We're using 1.75" for the RZR today. We are also going to show installation today of an optional inline power noise filter. This is handy on installations with power noise from lights, stereo systems, amplifiers, some turbos, or other possible dirty power culprits. The tools that we will need for today's installation are cordless drill, 1/4 inch, 5/16 and 3/8 drill bits, a No. 2 Phillips screwdriver, a trim clip removal pry tool or a flathead screwdriver, a Torx T40, 7/16 socket and wrench, 10mm wrench, 1/2 inch wrench, wire cutters and or strippers, crimpers or pliers, channel locks, zip ties, battery terminal connectors, and a flashlight or floodlight. To begin our installation, let's get a few extra items out of the way. Remove all 4 seats. Remove the trim clips and Torx T40 bolts on the front of the rear console. Put the shifter in neutral and remove the front console. Lift the rear console and place on the passenger side, careful not to overextend or disconnect the 12-volt socket. For these next steps, we are going to refer to our XP 1000 radio and intercom box replacement instructions. Remove the hood. Remove the 2 T40 Torx bolts that hold the dash. Slide the dash towards the rear of the vehicle and place above and out of the way. Unbolt the storage box by removing the single bolt at the top rear of the box. Remove the storage box by pulling towards the rear of the vehicle. Remove the 2 Torx T40 bolts in the middle of the dash bar. Slide the new bracket from under the dash and align the top holes with the 2 bolt holes you just removed. Make sure the bracket is flush with the box around it. Temporarily tighten the two Trax T40 dash bolts to hold the bracket in place. Drill 2 1/4-inch holes from behind the dash using the bracket as a template. Once the holes are drilled, we will remove the bracket to install the equipment, as it's easier to get the radio side screws in when the bracket is not mounted in the car. Remove the two top dash bolts you installed previously to hold it in place, and remove the bracket. Insert the 4-link Pro Elite intercom from the front of the bracket and secure with the 4 Phillips screws. Slide the ICOM F5021 radio in from the rear of the bracket and secure it with the side screws from the radio box. Plug the ICOM F5021 pigtail into the back of the intercom using the port labeled radio. Place the bracket with radio and intercom mounted back into the space it was before. Install the two Trax T40 dash bolts on top and use the two supplied 7/16" bolts to secure the bottom of the bracket to the box. When running the power cables for the intercom and radio, always route them directly to the battery. Make sure the power cables are run separate from the antenna coax cable, intercom cables, and any stereo or amplifier equipment and cables. An optional upgrade is the inline power noise filter. The connectors are already installed, so you just need to connect the plugs and mount it inside of the vehicle. Next, we will route the intercom cables. We like to run the cables on the left side of the seat and give ample cable room in case you want to plug in a helmet at a later time. Tie the cable in a loose knot around the roll bar. We will come back to the final installation of these cables after the seats are reinstalled. Route intercom cables to the center of the UTV, making sure to keep away from any power cables or the antenna coax. It's very important that the driver cable is plugged into the driver port on the intercom. Same with the co-driver and the crew cables for the rear seats. The driver PTT only activates the driver microphone, and the co-driver PTT will only activate the co-driver microphone. Next, we will install the push-to-talk buttons. For the driver's side, secure the Velcro around the steering wheel. Route the coil PTT cable around the steering wheel column in a loose loop and secure with a zip tie. Carefully ensure that you plug the Velcro steering wheel PTT into the driver port. To install the grab bar PTT mount, remove the grab handle from the car. Drill two 7/32 holes through the bottom only, using the mount as a template. Line up the mount and use 1/4-inch self-tapping screws. Insert the push-to-talk into the bracket and secure with the washer and nut. Reinstall the grab bar and push the PTT connector through the opening where the grab bar and dash meet. Carefully insert the PTT connector into the co-driver port on the back of the intercom. All PCI intercoms include a music or phone cable. Even if you plan to primarily use Bluetooth, we recommend installing this cable in case you have passengers that would like to listen to their music without the extra step of connecting their Bluetooth. Drill a 5/16 hole in the left side of the glove box. Connect the white 9-pin Molex to the back of the intercom. Insert the 3.5 jack through the hole and secure cables with zip ties. Proper antenna mounting and care of your coax cable is the single most important part of determining your two-way radio range. Always mount your antenna on the highest point of the vehicle. The center of the roof bin is often the best place to mount the antenna. If your vehicle doesn't have a roof, we have roll bar brackets available as well. If you need help determining where to mount the antenna on your UTV, give us a call for help. Today we're going to mount the antenna on the roof of the RZR. Drill a 3/8 hole into the roof. If your roof or tab does not exceed 3/16 inch of thickness, you will need to add a washer below the roof. Insert the coax through the roof and install the brass nut. When installing the antenna, hand tighten. Do not use tools or over tighten. When loading your UTV into a trailer or any time you don't want the antenna on top of the vehicle, unscrew at the bottom of the spring for storage, not at the coil. Route the coax to the back of the radio, ensuring distance between any power cables, headset cables, push-to-talk buttons, or noise-emitting equipment. If you have extra length of the coil cable, do not coil it. Run it along the roll bar or find a longer route for it. Now that everything is connected, let's give it all a test before putting everything back together. Connect your headsets or helmets or even helmet wiring kits into the intercom cables. Power the intercom on, setting volume to around 12 o'clock and squelch around 2 o'clock. If desired, connect music through the music cable or your Bluetooth connection. If you connected music, you should now be able to hear it in your headset. The volume of your music is controlled on the music device itself. The volume knob on the intercom controls the volume of your voice. With the microphone to your lips, talk into the microphone to break the squelch open, muting the music. Test 1, 2. If you can't hear yourself talk and the squelch is too hard to break open, turn the squelch knob counterclockwise. Repeat this at every seat to confirm that the installation was done properly. The incoming two-way radio volume is controlled from the radio itself. PCI carries a pre-programmed $49.95 Baofeng radio that is great for recreational use. We're going to use that to test our radio today. Hold down the driver PTT and talk into the microphone to test the two-way radio.
Testing on the radio.
The audio should be loud, clear, and free of noise. We also recommend testing while the vehicle is running to ensure that there is no ignition noise coming through the two-way radio. Now that all of our tests are complete, let's secure all the cables with zip ties. Reinstall the center consoles. The seats, the dash, and the hood. Now that the seats are reinstalled, run the intercom cable down the left seatbelt and secure using a zip tie. Before we go, there are a few tips from our instruction manual that I'd like to share with you to make your installation easier and to help you get the most out of your equipment for years to come. When tie wrapping cables to the frame, be sure not to crush any cables, especially the coax antenna cable. Remember, there are 3 separate volume controls for this system. The volume knob on the intercom controls the volume of your voice communications inside of the car. The volume knob on the radio controls the volume of the incoming two-way radio transmissions, and the volume of your music is controlled directly on your music device. If you find that the music is too low, make sure you have the squelch set tight enough to bring it back up to full volume. You can test this by turning the squelch knob counterclockwise. Charging your phone or music device while playing music can create a ground loop, introducing some awful noise into the system. If your installation requires a permanent power to your music device, a ground loop isolator for the music can be purchased separately. The phone or music cable is for playing music. We commonly find that people mistake this as something to do with the two-way radio and they plug it into the back of the radio. Make sure that this cable is not plugged into the ICOM F5021 and you only plug it into your music or cell phone. One of the most important parts of this system is microphone placement. These microphones are noise cancelling and must be placed directly in front of your mouth to work properly. Microphones too far to the left, right, up, down, or inches away from your mouth will not be effective. Intercoms and radios are not waterproof. Never use a pressure washer or hose to clean the face of the intercom. Use a damp cloth to wipe the equipment down and carefully cover the face of the equipment before washing the vehicle. When talking on the two-way radio to another radio, if they say your volume is low or they can't hear you talk at all, confirm you connected the driver PTT to the driver intercom cable. You can test this by talking into the driver microphone and pressing the co-driver PTT. Then test talking into the driver microphone and pressing the driver PTT. If you are louder from the co-driver PTT, you have mixed up the cables. Simply switch the co-driver and driver PTT port and you'll be back in business. LED whips that have metal may interfere with your antenna. We recommend fiber-lighted whips and to keep them as far away from the antenna as possible. The PCI 4-link Pro intercom and cables will not connect properly to the Trax 5-pin stereo system. We do have 4 to 5 and 5 to 4 adapters to make helmets and headsets work with either system. To connect your phone to Bluetooth audio, turn the Bluetooth off by holding the blue button for 3 seconds until the lights turn off. Make sure your Bluetooth is turned on and in discoverable mode on your phone or music device. Hold the blue button for 10 seconds until the LED begins blinking fast. Connect your phone to PCI INT. You are now connected and can play music and talk on the phone. To answer an incoming call, press the blue button once. PCI has a smart Bluetooth technology that knows the difference between a phone call and your music playback. Phone conversations will stay at full volume and music will mute when you talk into your microphone. Keep in mind when you are out of the vehicle, if your Bluetooth is still connected, you may not hear your phone ring. If you answer your phone outside of the vehicle, you may have to select the listening device and change it back to your phone instead of the intercom, the same way that you would with a Bluetooth speaker with your daily driver. If you have upgraded your intercom to DSP, pressing the black button once will turn this feature on and off. You will notice a slight robotic tone to your voice as the signal is digitally processed, but you will notice all outside noise such as exhaust will be muted. If you're still having any issues or have any questions about troubleshooting, please give us a call, shoot us an email, or come visit us at one of the many events that we travel to so that we can help you make the most out of your communications. That wraps up our complete installation and troubleshooting guide of the PCI Race Radio's intercom and two-way radio system. We hope you found this video informative. Please check out our YouTube channel for more great videos just like this.